Once Iran makes the decision to withdraw from any kind of a deal, everyone will forget that the US initiated the collapse of the deal, and global opinion will be it's Iran's fault. I have said this to Iran on many occasions. I don't think they have any reason to withdraw from the deal.
Huge 3 days here in Sochi, very big talks, high-profile talks. First we had the Chinese foreign minister, then the US Secretary of State, today the Austrian president. A lot of topics, almost every major crisis in the world now was discussed here. And of course, they talked about Iran, Venezuela, Ukraine, the wars in the Middle East, Syria, Yemen. They talked about financial markets, about oil, about gas, you know, all sorts of things. But of course, front and center was Iran, because it is really getting into the dangerous phase now, the phase where everybody fears an escalation. And today, Vladimir Putin was asked about what Russia plans to do to help resolve this crisis.
Russia is not a fire brigade. I cannot just go around saving everything that is burning around us. We have played our part, and we are ready and willing to play this part in future. But it depends not just on us, but on our partners, on the Europeans, on the US, and on Iran itself.
The Europeans, the Russians and the Chinese have similar views on the Iranian crisis. They believe it's gone too far, and that the best option for the world, for all the countries involved, is to stick to the Iranian nuclear deal of 2015. And even the Europeans have called what the United States is doing as dangerous and provocative.
The impression I have is that any additional pressure on Iran is only going to undermine political relations even further. No matter how much we argue about the probability of this happening, if the US continues putting pressure on Iran, it leads to the risks of a crisis, as happened in Iraq several years ago. And in Europe, no one wants that to happen.
Unfortunately, there's no easy solution to the Iranian crisis, but they at least talked about it. And that, by the way, was the takeaway yesterday when Mike Pompeo, the US Secretary of State, visited. And today, Vladimir Putin said that, you know, he now has a sense that there's some willingness in Washington to restart relations with Russia. They agreed yesterday that, you know, they disagree on many things. They also agreed to start repairing various communication channels, hotlines, for example, counterterrorism, intelligence, financial, political. And, Vladimir Putin was also asked about a potential meeting with Donald Trump, and he replied that at the G20 summit, if the Americans are willing, if they want to start take serious steps towards repairing relations, Russia is always willing.